In our previous classes, we have talked about how the digestive enzymes and the organs help in our digestion process, right? Now, today we are going to focus on the hormones that also help in the digestion process in our body. Now, let's think about one of the food that. Now, let's think about a food that we are gonna think of. For example, like burgers. Okay, when we eat a burger, it goes to our stomach, right? And then what happens? The hydrochloric acid gets secreted that activates the pepsinogen enzyme, right? But do you know why this hydrochloric acid gets secreted? It is because of the gastrin hormone. It is released from the stomach, and because of that, the stimulation occurs for hydrochloric acid to get secreted. Okay, and after that, all of the foods are mixed with acids, right? And then it goes to our intestine. However, the intestine needs a very higher pH for functioning properly. Okay, all the enzymes need a higher pH. For that, we need to neutralize this acidic food, right? So the secretin hormone comes into play. It stimulates the pancreas to create a bicarbonate that will neutralize your acidic food, and which will help your intestine to digest it properly. So it is released from the duodenum, and after that, the food that you have taken, it has all these proteins and then fats, right? It needs to be properly digested. For this we need the bios, the enzymes. How does that get secreted? That gets secreted by the cholecystokinin. It stimulates the gallbladder to release the biles, and then your pancreas to release the digestive enzymes. And this cholecystokinin is released by the duodenum too. After that, when the food already has entered your intestine, you don't need any more hydrochloric acid, right? Now we have to stop that. So for that, the somatostatin comes in play, which stops or inhibits other hormones to get released. As a result, the digestion system can get slowed down if it is needed, and that happens due to the somatostatin. It is released by the stomach, pancreas, and intestine. After that, we are going to look at the enterokinin and the enterocrinin. These are the kind of like the local heroes in the intestinal region. The enterokinin helps in the secretion of the intestinal juices, and enterocrinin helps into the secretion of the enzymes in the intestine. After you have already eaten your food, you feel no more hunger, right? You have lost your appetite now. Why does that happen? It happens due to the peptide YY, which is released by the ileum and colon. It reduces your appetite and also slows down your digestion process. And then there is this gastric inhibitory peptide. After the food has entered your body, the intestine needs time to absorb it properly, right? So if the food goes swiftly through the intestines, your body will not be able to get enough nutrition. For this, gastric inhibitory peptide works. It stops the motility, not stops, it regulates the motility of the gastrics and helps in absorption. After that, there is D-crinin and pancreatic polypeptide. This helps in regulation. The D-crinin helps to release the mucus and coat the food with it. On the other hand, the pancreatic polypeptide regulates the release of the enzymes and also the biles. And after that, there is villikinin, which is in the intestines villi, which it regulates the motility of the villis. Now, the hormones, some of the GI peptides have a dual role, okay? As we can see in the board, we have mentioned some names like the vasoactive intestinal peptide, the glucagon-like peptide 1, the pancreatic polypeptide GIP, PYY, and ghrelin. Now, what is this dual role? It acts both as a hormone and a neurotransmitter. In our class, we have already talked about these three, and these also acts as a neurotransmitter, and among them, one of the most well known is the ghrelin one. it signals your hypothalamus. When your stomach is empty, the feeling of hunger that you get is because of ghrelin. It will give a signal to your hypothalamus that will make your body feel the hunger. Now, as we can already, we can see that how hormone works in our digestion system, right? So that is it for today's class. Thank you so much.